Just the 90 million spent. We've been busy. Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of this FM22 beta playthrough with Watford. We've had a busy summer, let's not waste any time, let's jump straight into the transfers. So here we are on the transfer page, 31 million spent, 24 sold. A lot of the players have gone into last season. We're going to focus on the outs first. So the big one to kick things off, Juan Hernandez, Cuco Hernandez has gone to Burnley. We sold him for 11.5 million. He went out on loan last year, did really well in the Championship to be fair, 9 goals in 16 games, but with the players we've brought in and the squad we have, I just didn't see him featuring at all, so I felt it made more sense to cash in. Ever injured Josh King has gone to Dynamo Moscow. We managed to get 5 million for him. Again, the players we've brought in and who we have now, it just didn't make sense to keep around a 30-year-old who last season suffered infinite injuries towards the end of the season. Domingos Quina has made his loan move to Fulham permanent. Sold him for around 4.5 million. Again, just somebody that I don't think was going to feature with some of the players that we've brought in. Ken Sema, 1.6 million, and a youngster has gone to Southampton for 1.1, rising to 2.9. Now that they're out of the way, let's get on to the in. Okay, so I've actually remembered to move myself to the other side of the screen here. I believe that's what they call growth. Our first signing of the summer was Rocco Simic, a young striker from Salzburg. At just 18, he's one for the future, but wanted to use him basically. I felt like it was a smart person to have around in case we pick up an injury here or there. Yes, I could have kept Juan Hernandez, but where's the fun in that? So we spent 10 million on him. I believe it was about 5 million up front, 5 million in installments over 3 years. You notice with a lot of the transfers that I've done, they're all over 3 years. I've not paid a lot of money for anyone up front, despite the relatively large fees that will appear on screen. So after that, this wasn't even a position I was really that interested in bringing in, but I just couldn't resist when I saw him. Our new halfback for the season is Vera, I'm not going to try and pronounce that first name. 22-year-old Argentine. We spent 5 million up front, 5 million in installments from Argentinos Juniors. He had a good season last year without being spectacular, but there's just so much to like about him in this halfback role. Great long shots as well, which is like an added bonus. Great first touch, passing, tackling, work rate, technique. The only sort of downside is his jumping reach, but I don't remember too many occasions last year where the halfback was constantly involved in aerial duels, so I don't know, we'll see, but I'm really excited for him. Just quickly going to gloss over Cuisance. Obviously we brought him in for 4.1 million. We had him last year, 14 assists, Premier League young player of the season. It made no sense not to sign him for such a small fee. Okay, so I said when we were playing Crystal Palace, we'd probably go there if they went down to pick up a player. I was actually thinking more somebody like Abir Eze or Michael Elise, but I'm a huge fan of Joachim Andersen, and despite the report saying he's a 3-star player, that's in comparison to who we have at the club. So I actually think he's a lot better than 3 stars. Really good ball plan defender, good tackling, good marking, good jumping reach, mentally excellent. Paid 21 million for him. Again, it was something silly like 6.5 up front and then the rest in installments. And it's not even that much profit for Crystal Palace. So you may remember from last episode, there was a right back that actually went to Chelsea in the end. I was really happy with Toure last year, but with Ngakia as the backup, I felt like with the Europa League and the sort of elevation in the club in terms of stature, we needed somebody that just gave that bit extra going forward and make Toure the backup. So Vanderson's coming for 14 million, again 7 million up front, just incredible. We'll play in that wing back support role. Marking's a bit weak, tackling's not amazing, but going forward just offers so much. I think mentally and physically he's incredible. 5'7", I'm a bit concerned about him marking the back post from crosses from the other side, but I think what we'll get hopefully going forward is just a really solid player. And of course, we still have Toure, who's more solid defensively, and we can play there, no problem. So moving into this summer, Vanderson's for some reason in both pages. Tufan made his move permanent for 7.5 million. Amazingly, he come without a work permit. So he's gone out on loan to Feyenoord. I don't know how that's happened. I tried to sell him as soon as I saw he didn't have a work permit, but unsurprisingly, that wasn't possible. Livakovic's made his loan move permanent for 9.5 million. Still just a really good goalie. So happy with him last year. Thought he did so well. 13 clean sheets in the Premier League. Was pivotal in us having a successful season. Lozic for 63k compensation is just silly. He's going to play up front for us this season, I think. Stupidly good physically. Good composure, good decisions, good flair. Off the ball and work rate need a bit of work, but finishing, first touch, technique, I'm really, really excited to use him. And he gives us really good depth in just playing that inside forward role. He can play out wide on the right as well. Can't wait to see what he does. Cook obviously made his move permanently as well. He's going to be on the bench this year. I would love to not have him after his discipline last year, but here's what it is. And finally, and perhaps the most surprising, I've seen a lot of people sign him at the start of the game. I think you can pick him up for about 7 million. Dennis Sicario has come in on a free transfer from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's going to play in the ball-winning role support. He's essentially just a younger version of Moussa Sissoko. Physically phenomenal, mentally incredible, really good tackling and good enough marking and passing that on that support role, he should just look to give it to the more creative players anyway. So just say how similar they are. Moussa Sissoko at 32 and Sicario at 25. You can just see from the graphs, they are so similar. Physically, Moussa Sissoko edges it. They're pretty even everywhere else. Then defensively and technically, it's Dennis. If you highlight the roles used, marking's one better. Tackling is significantly better, which I think is going to be important. Teamwork and work rate, really good from both of them. Slightly more aggressive, which makes me think he's probably going to pick up a few more cards. We've still got Moussa Sissoko to play. And then physically, I mean, Moussa Sissoko at 32 is just incredible. Sicario offers something really good in there as well. Can't wait. I think we've done some really good business. So the finances are still looking healthy. We've still got a lot of wage room and we've still got 13 million to spend. Because of it being 2022 and there's the World Cup in Qatar, it's happening over the winter. We start the season really early. We're at the first game, 30th of July against Aston Villa. We're going to play it today, see how the new players get on. But with a lot of time left in the window, there's still time for us to improve this squad. So literally the next day, £4 million. Passetto's gone to Southampton. Wasn't somebody I was going to use. Wanted to get some money for him, get him off the wage bill as well. After a decent loan spell in Italy, he's gone to the Championship. I'm just glad to see the back of him because I was a bit scared he was going to be on the wage bill for however long. So yeah, we're now looking at 16 million. Maybe drop a comment down below and let me know where you think we need improving. This is how we're going to line up this season. Livakovic in goal, Vanderson. Francisco is going to partner Anderson. I think I prefer this as a partnership. Francisco, that big 6'4" physical present, aggressive in the tackle, really strong aerially. Next to a ball player in Anderson, I think it's just a right balance. I think Troost-Ekong and Anderson, we then lose something physically. Omar Richards is going to be at left back. He's been phenomenal since coming in. He's improving a lot as well. Beer is going to be in that half back role. Again, I think he's an improvement on what we had. I think he offers so much more on the ball than perhaps we had before. Quaisance and Sicario in the middle. João Pedro and Sarr either side of Lozek. And I think with these three, João Pedro could be our front man to offer a bit of height. Lozek can fill in that role absolutely fine. And again, we've still got Emmanuel Dennis, Petkovic and Simic. I'm not sure how much we're going to see of Simic. I just wanted to sign him because I think he's a good player. For me, I think maybe a winger because at the minute there's only Dennis on the bench. Obviously our options are Pedro, Lozek and Sarr. These are our rotation options in the wide areas with Dennis. And then Petkovic could come in if Pedro picks up an injury, if Lozek picks up an injury. But I think maybe a winger, I'm not sure. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you would do, where you would improve this side. I think for a second season Watford team, this is incredible. So Everton have made a pretty significant offer for Matty Pollock. Matty Pollock was brought in real life from Grimsby for around 250k, then went out on loan to Cheltenham. I've accepted a loan offer from Blackpool for him because I do think he's a really good player, but I just don't think, especially in this save's lifetime, we're going to get to see him. So perhaps I should cash in just for the sake of the extra budget. Give us 3.2 million and then it's obviously in installments, but I think that's probably the move. A really highly thought of youngster in Watford's ranks, Sonny Lowe Everton. I'm sure there'll be plenty of you out there. Really high potential, standard League 2 player. They've gone out on loan to Ross County in the Scottish Premiership as a regular player, so hopefully gets lots of football in that sort of higher division and develops a bit, but looks a pretty nice rounded player already at 19. Okay, and just like that, our starting 11 for Villa is going to have to change as Malas Sarr's picked up a twisted knee. He's out for 6 to 7 days, not going to be able to feature in that opener against Aston Villa. Just having a look at Aston Villa's transfers before we go and play them just to see what they've done. Looks like they've done pretty good business, to be honest. Pedro's come in from Brazil, 7 million rising to 10. Looks a really good striker. Really good finishing, first touch, technique. Nice anticipation, composure, decisions off the ball's really high, work rate's high. I feel like he'll definitely be somebody to look out for. I don't know what that means for Danny Ings though, unless they're playing 2. 30, just 30. He's come in from Fenerbahce. Looks a really good winger. I don't know if he'll start at a bit of depth. Obviously Aston Villa are good in the wide areas. Buendia, Leon Bailey. So they actually picked up somebody I was looking at. Ngueni is actually somebody you can pick up on a free. I did notice that last season and he definitely was somebody I was considering. To be honest, I just forgot about him and I feel like for the last I don't know how many years I've always picked up Ngueni for whoever I'm managing. So I want to try and use some different players. But yeah, a good pickup for Aston Villa, definitely. Here we are then, we're just a day away from the opening day of the season. Just wanted to show you the preview for those of you who are interested. Blackburn, Sheffield United and Fulham came up. We were predicted to be 14th, which is obviously a few places higher than last year where we were predicted to be around 18th. But with the Europa League, it's going to be a long and hard season. Big Friday night fixture to get us underway. Man United beat Arsenal 4-1. Ryan Kent must be a new signer for Arsenal. Cristiano had a hat-trick. Kylian Mbappe getting the 4th. Kylian Mbappe actually came into Man United on a free. I think he leaves on a free at the end of the first season pretty much every time in Football Manager. Had I thought about it, I definitely would have had a little word and he could have sat on the bench for us, I'm sure. So just the injury to Ismail Assar means that we're virtually at full strength and we're going to get to see all the new boys brought in. Livakovic in goal, Vanderson and Richards as the fullbacks. Joaquim Anderson's going to partner Francisco in the middle. Vera's going to sit in half-back. Quaisance and Sicario. João Pedro, Dennis, Lozek. That means the likes of Toure and Trusticon, who played a lot last season, are on the bench. Musa Sissoko, Petkovic is on the bench, and Rocco Simic is going to take the last spot. Looks like a 4-3-3 from Aston Villa then. Nguyen partners Mings. Ferdy's going to be on one side with Leon Bailey on the other. John McGinn, Sansone, Douglas Luiz. Ings is through the middle, which means Pedro's on the bench. Here we go then. Lozic gets us underway into Anderson. We lost to Aston Villa in the last episode, so hopefully we can get revenge here and start this season with 3 points. Set piece now. Quaisance to deliver. Francisco's up. And it's just like last year. Still yet to address set pieces properly, Football Manager. I'm sure they will when the full release is out. But it's definitely an avenue for us to pick up some goals this year. Great ball in. Francisco just rises high, so nobody jumps with him. It's a good header down into the back of the net. Chance for Villa to work something out the back. And Nguyen just sort of stood still on it. Matty Cash into Bailey. Matty Cash allowed to drive. It's a terrible pass into Pedro. Could spring something ourselves here. It's a good ball out to Dennis. He's got a lot to do with not a lot of support. He does dig a cross out. João Pedro gets up. Lozic's there and it's cleared off the line by Mings. And Ferdy clears. Wow, big chance. Should be 2. As we get this absolutely point. Look at this. I mean, what am I meant to do with this? I can't zoom any closer. Can I change it? Does changing the angle help? I can't change the angle. This is goal line tech. So, yep, do with that what you will. 26 minutes in. It's been a pretty quiet half, to be honest. Aston Villa haven't had a big chance yet. This could be it, though, as they come forward and McGinn gives it away. And we look to counter again. Richards now bombing down the left. Good tackle from Matty Cash. McGinn, Ferdy, they might be able to spring a counter-attack of their own, though. With bodies back. Really well set defensively there. As Mings is able to bring it forward. McGinn, Sansone, by into Ings. This is a big chance. Chips him wide. Oh, that was scary. As we're getting close to half-time now. We're on the attack again. Neat work with Dennis and Vanderson. Good 1-2. Ball's across. It's not the best cross. Dennis collects. That's what he's there for. That's a terrible pass from Vera, who I was excited about. McGinn brings it forward to Ings. Douglas Luiz now in lots of space. Should win that, and we do. Now can we counter? Dennis drives. Good pass. Lozek. Quaisance. He'll find somebody. Dennis is in. Is he going to be Musa Sissoko and not hit the target? No. He bags. Maybe that's the difference between him and Sissoko. Dennis Sicario gets his first goal for the club. Debut goal. We've got Dennis out wide and Dennis Sicario. That's going to cause me problems all season. Musa Sissoko could never. 2-0 Watford. As we hit half-time then, definitely happy with that. 1.26 XG. Not having a lot of the ball. We're clearly countering really well and often. 0.19 from Villa. Apart from that Danny Ings chance, they didn't really get going that half, but we've got to make the most of this 2-0 lead. Something I've noticed in the debate I think is worth talking about is the new team talks, whether it's I'm happy with the possession, I'm happy with the shots. If you pick one of them, everybody gets looking inspired and motivated and gets like the best reaction they can. Midfielders, attackers, you don't then have to do the individual ones, which it just seems like because they're new, they're working the best, and I don't know if that's something that they'll look to change or not. Yeah, interesting. Early chance for us in the second half then. Vanderson picks one out. Anderson's in the box all the way up. Vera digs one up back post. Pedro's unmarked and it's 3. Thought there was going to be calls for offside there, but no. 3-0 Watford. Game done. Okay, so we've hit the hour mark here. João Pedro picked up a cut hand and was injured from the start. Obviously, I kept him on because why would that matter? But we are going to get him off. I'm going to put Lozek out there and then I'm going to bring on Simic for his debut. I'm going to use him as a pressing forward. I think that's his preferred role. It is pressing forward attack, and I kind of want him to do that. I want us to press that back line. We don't seem to do it that often. And I think somebody like Simic in that role definitely gives us the chance to, whether we're trailing a game. Obviously today we're just going to let him go out and have fun on his debut, but that's the thinking of bringing someone like Rocco Simic in. Another set piece now. Vera on it. We took off Quaisance to give him a rest. It's all the way out to Dennis. He's going to hit one from range. So good save, Emi Martinez. Late into injury time now. The game's all but done. Aston Villa give it away again. Simic finds Lozek. Could he get his first goal for the club? Oh, what finish! Yes! Rocco Simic assist. Adam Lozek with an unbelievable finish off the post. That's what we're talking about. 2 debutant goals today. What a performance on opening day from Watford. Watkins just gets shrugged off by Emmanuel Dennis. Simic, Lozek all the time in the world, picks his spot and fires it off the post. I thought it was going to come out, but it does nestle in. 4-0. There we have it then, 4-0 full time. An unbelievable performance from Watford on the opening day. Can't ask for much more than that. Dominated from start to finish. Aston Villa got a lot better in the second half, but we didn't see any of this XG that they racked up. They only had that Danny Ings chance in the first half. We absolutely do not need Thiago Almada, but look how cheap he'd be and look how good he is. Oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But I thought I'd let you all see that Thiago Almada is once again really good and really cheap. Daniel Bachmann's moved, then he's gone to Sturm Graz. Pontus Dahlberg's returned from his loan. I think he's a good enough backup goalkeeper. I don't think Livakovic missed the game last season, so happy to get 275k, get him off the wages. Okay, so we're going to end the episode there. If you have enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit that like button. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you think of the business I've made, and let me know any suggestions you have of wingers perhaps, or anybody really that you think might be a good addition to the side. It's going to be a couple of days until the next episode, so you've got plenty of time to get the comments in. So next time out, we're going to bring you Arsenal and Norwich. It'll be the third time Norwich are featured, but I wanted to bring you deadline day as well. I like to get my transfer business done before deadline day, but you never know, there's always something that could happen. Thanks for watching, see you next time.